Boko Haram kills hotel guests in Yobe, sets school ablaze. Niger Air Force airstrike kills children, destroys houses in Niger State. PDP extends sale of nomination forms to April 25th. And on the foreign scene, Queen Elizabeth II's 96th birthday marked with gun salutes. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Now the news in detail. Armed men suspected to be Boko Haram insurgents have slaughtered 11 persons in a fresh attack on Gaidam local government area of Yobe State. Reports say the insurgents invaded the community Wednesday, and it was reported that the terrorists parked their motorbikes at a nearby community and walked on foot and perpetrated the deadly act on innocent citizens. The insurgents entered through the eastern part of the town, set government science and technical school Gaidam ablaze, and slaughtered one person at the school quarters. Anonymous sources say these gunmen also targeted Wari, a popular brothel in Gaidam town, where they slaughtered 10 persons, both men and women. The chairman, Gaidam local government area, Ali Kolo, could not be reached on phone, but his vice, Musa Muhammad, confirmed the attack. And at least 6 children between the ages of 5 and 12 years have been reportedly killed by the Nigeria Air Force airstrike in Kuregba community of Shiroro local government area of Niger State. It was gathered that the air component of the joint security operatives mistakenly struck the community while trying to bombard the hideouts of terrorists in part of the local government. Residents told Daily Trust that several houses were also destroyed by the airstrike that was conducted on Wednesday. The spokesman of the Coalition of Shiroro Associations, Silas Mohammed Sabo, said the incident happened in the morning when children were fetching water from a motorized borehole in the community. Sabo said a father lost 2 of his daughters and 2 granddaughters to the strike, adding that the community where the airstrike took place was not the hideout of bandits. Efforts to reach the spokesperson of the Nigeria Air Force, Air Commodore Edward Gagbek, proved abortive as calls to his mobile did not connect. And President Muhammadu Buhari earlier Thursday presided over a meeting with heads of security establishments and some ministers at the State House, Abuja. The meeting, which began at 10 a.m., was convened after the suggestion made by the Council of State over the challenge of insecurity across the country. In attendance were the Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Monguno. And now to politics, where the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has again extended the date for the sale of nomination and expression of interest forms to Friday. This is contained in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologbunagba, in Abuja on Thursday. He said that after thorough consideration of various issues and concerns in the party, the PDP extended the closing dates for the purchase of expression of interest and nomination forms to Friday, April 25th, adding that it is reflected in the reviewed timetable. Similarly, the following new dates have been fixed for the screening, as well as appeals arising from the screening of aspirants for various positions. State House of Assembly and National Assembly, April 27th, Governorship, April 28th, Presidential, April 29th, and appeals on all screening exercise is May 2nd. Mr. Ologbunagba added that under the updated timetable, the 3-member ad hoc ward congress had been fixed for April 30th, while the local government area national delegates congresses will now hold on May 5th. He said that all dates for primary election into various positions remain the same. A governorship aspirant and former Director General of the Standard Organization of Nigeria, Paul Angia, has rejected the People's Democratic Party consensus arrangement. The PDP governorship aspirant, in a statement signed by his media coordinator, Clement Zah, alleged that the process that produced the consensus candidate in Benue State is dishonest, not transparent, lacked merit, not in tandem with the relevant sections of the Electoral Act as amended, and did not reflect the popular will of the people. He therefore called on the leadership of the PDP to adopt a transparent, honest and democratically acceptable process for nominating candidates for the 2023 general elections using the guidelines provided in the Electoral Act. And the National Executive Council of the All Progressives Congress, APC, says it will not choose its flag bearers at next general election through consensus. The ruling party, at its post-convention national NEC meeting in Abuja on Wednesday, scheduled its presidential primary for the 30th of June. The meeting, which was attended by President Muhammadu Buhari, also fixed price tags for nomination forms. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
It is the first National Executive Council meeting of Nigeria's ruling party, just emerging from a delicate national convention. The party is racing to meet electoral timelines ahead of a crucial national election next year. Two critical decisions are on the front burner: determining the mode of its presidential primary and determining where the flag bearer should emerge from.
Now, our special convention for presidential primaries is bid to hold between Monday, 30th of May to Wednesday, 1st of June, 2022.
The party settles for indirect primary as against the much talked about consensus option. As for the issue of zoning of the presidential ticket, it remains obscure. Aspirants awaiting the commencement of the sales of the party's nomination forms now know what size of war chest they need. Those aspiring for the presidency, they have to cough out 100 million naira for expression of interest and nomination forms, while governorship aspirants will dole out 50 million naira.
Our presidential form has been set for expression of interest at 30 million naira, and the nomination form set at 70 million naira, bringing it to a total of 100 million naira.
Sale of forms commences on Saturday. Meanwhile, NEC agrees to transfer its powers to the NWC, apparently to fast-track activities amidst a tight electoral schedule. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And still talking politics, the status of Ibrahim Bello Dauda seems to be growing within the ranks of the All Progressive Congress, as a support group within the party supported his 2023 presidential aspirations on Wednesday. The group, on the platform of loyalists of the Buhari support group, gave the endorsement at a news conference in Abuja. Once again, Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Convener of the group, Usman Issa Justice, says it's hinging the team's decision on the need to consolidate on the task of building a modern Nigeria.
In order to sustain, consolidate, and build a modern Nigeria of our dream, we, the loyal members of BSO and coalition of BSO support groups, have unanimously endorsed the candidature of Dr. Ibrahim Bello Dauda, who was the architect of the success recorded by BSO during the 2015 and 2019 general election.
Founding member of the parent Buhari support organization BSO that delivered the Buhari presidency in 2015, this group is confident that Ibrahim Bello Dauda is capable of consolidating on the achievements recorded so far.
It's just clear Dr. Ibrahim Dauda is a builder. He does not give you money, but he gives you knowledge. He makes you grow as a young man. He has taught us a lot. Everyone you've seen seated on that seat has gone under the tutelage of Dr. Ibrahim Dauda.
I'm here today endorsing Dr. Ibrahim Dauda as someone that I know, a detribalized Nigerian, a digital person, a perfect. He is someone that has the unity of this country at heart.
Beyond his belief in one Nigeria and the desire for national development, the aspirant is seen as a patriot and an excellent administrator. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, free feeding in the spirit of Ramadan. This and more after the break. Do stay with us.
My name is Tope Fashua. We'll be speaking economics, business, finance, sociology, and politics, all with an aim to contribute our best quota to the upliftment of our fatherland, Nigeria. So what do you think is wrong with our fiscal policy in Nigeria?
A lot of things are wrong. First, I think we have issues with our budgetary plan, which serves as the foundation of the fiscal policy. I mean, federal government's budgetary plan.
Is it true that decentralized banking seeks to eliminate central banking, and how?
Well, in theory, decentralized finance is actually designed to have the potential to eliminate central banking, but I would say decentralized finance is or does not currently have the potential to eliminate central banking.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now look at our top stories. Boko Haram terrorists kill 11 burned school in attack in Yobe. And Nigeria Air Force airstrike kills children, destroys houses in Niger State. And moving on to other news now, United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, says child spacing lowers incidence of death, disability and other complications during pregnancy and childbirth. The awareness, as provided to Gombe women by family planning service providers in the state, has led to a huge turnout of women who want to access modern contraceptive methods of child spacing. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Gidan Magani is a historic healthcare center located at the heart of Gombe City. For decades, women have been accessing maternal healthcare services here. These women are here for family planning services. They were inspired and enlightened on the health benefit of the procedure by health workers. Amina Ishaku is a 43-year-old who subscribed to family planning since her early marriage. She has 5 children and still counting. Amina and other women speak on the benefits of child spacing to their health. She is saying we are well catered for. I and my children are very healthy. They are going to school now. I used to receive injection quarterly. No complications. I am healthy with my children.
I want some people that they didn't come and collect this family planning because it's very good for your health or for our health and our children.
Gombe State government has been providing free family planning services, and health workers say they now record up to 20 clients daily. But however, lament the inadvocacy of family planning kits.
The demand is too much, more especially this day. Before, family planning, they don't used to, but now, the wahala is too much. Whether you like it or not, you have to do this family planning. They are doing it not because of anything, because of the pains that we have. And this COVID-19, it brings us so many things that they just have to do this family planning.
The family planning coordinator, Gombe State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, urged the state government to release funds from the family planning budget to enhance service delivery.
You can have a client without having the consumables. It will cost you a lot of money, which a client cannot even be able to pay or to able to provide the needed things for her services. So in that case, the government have tried in giving allocation or budget line to family planning, which already has been written to them, and I believe my able governor will do something about it.
The contraceptive prevalence rate in Gombe State stood at 17%, but stakeholders are still working to push the figures up to meet the Family Planning 2030 agenda for sustainable development. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, is observed by Muslims worldwide as a period of fasting, prayer, reflection and giving in charity to earn reward from Allah. As part of efforts to maximize the reward of the month, Al-Habibiyya Islamic Society has been feeding over 2,000 fasting Muslims and non-Muslims daily since the start of the Ramadan. Maridia Umar reports.
The sun is set and Muslims hurry to break their fast at the Al-Habibiyya Mosque in Abuja, the headquarters of the Al-Habibiyya Islamic Society. This faith-based organization feeds over 2,000 people daily in the month of Ramadan, and this has been happening for over 10 years through its food bank project.
Today, alhamdulillah, we shared about 2,000 meals in about 10 minutes. And in addition, we try to make sure we put everything that is necessary together to prepare for the will-be our guests. They are very, very important. And when we pray, we do not eat all the volunteers until after we have served them. And they know that, and we ensure whoever comes in here will go home with food.
The Society's National Chief Imam and Executive Director, Imam Fuad Adeyemi, speaks on the motivation behind the food bank project.
The starting or the evolution of what we call Habibiyya Food Bank itself started in 2004, where we were in the mosque in Wusetu then, before we moved to our permanent site here. Some people came, a family who said she is a widow and that she needed help. They said they're about a widow of 5 family. We contributed to help her that day. Not more than 4 days, another set of people came. They said they are widow, they're about 10. Now we also contributed. Before we know it, another 6 sets came, and I decided that, come on, with the way these things is going, by next year, we have to make it better. We set up a committee. Incidentally, I got a program in US in that time in 2005. So I now saw that there's a place in US where they are feeding people. And I said, so poor people here again, like Nigeria, so when I get back home, this thing is going to be improved. It's going to, the level is going to be raised, and alhamdulillah, Allah supported us.
This selfless act has also won the organization international recognition.
It will also interest you that in 2012, the US government here, they came, they supported us, and when they saw what we did, they wrote to their home states and they created an award for us. They call it American Ambassador on Humanitarian Services, who are given that. Nobody has ever been given that award before, and after us, they have not given it to anybody.
He said in addition to the daily feeding program, on Salah Day, the society also has another program that feeds the destitute.
The federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities have been urged to find a lasting solution to the ongoing strike, which is bedeviling the standard of education in the country. The Vice-Chancellor of Nasarawa State University, Professor Suleiman Bala, made the call in an interview with Trust TV. The report.
Speaking on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor of the university, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Aruna Ayuba, further explained that the strike has not just affected the students, but also the lecturers. He commended the move being made by various stakeholders in ensuring that the ongoing strike is called off, adding that it will help students graduate at the stipulated time.
The leadership of ASU, they've continued to say there are issues that the federal government needs to address, the issue of funding, the issue of welfare of university staff, the issue of revitalization of the university, and these are some of the issues. So I'm not holding brief for ASU, but they've continued to say that agreement was reached, and these agreements have been breached over the years. And so they are saying, let's go back to that negotiating table to address the issues.
The institution's classrooms, library have all been under lock and key for some time now, making the school environment a ghost of itself. A cross-section of people spoke to our correspondent on the negative impact of the strike on the education sector.
The lack of activity in the entire economy, in the entire environment, it affects the students, it affects the society, it affects business, it affects everyone in the society.
We feel fine, we feel okay, but things are very, very rough because of the strike. Yes, there's no student in the school, even the fasting and everything. They also strike mostly. They affect us badly.
Students residing at the outskirts of the institution, while lamenting the negative effect of the strike, called on the government to find a lasting solution to the ongoing strike.
They say when the two elephants are fighting, the ground suffers. And we, the students at the receiving end, we're actually suffering. We plead that the government to please listen to ASU, because ASU is a body that is actually doing their best to make sure they promote and strengthen the institution of Nigeria so that they can be able to equate it according to UNESCO standard. So we're also pleading to ASU, if ASU on their own end should please shift ground, because we believe for us to have a unified entity, we want the ASU should shift ground, also government to shift ground.
I'm not happy also because it's been 2 months we've been at home now. So like the strike is supposed to end, they said a month plus, and it's over 2 months, and we are hearing that they are going to extend the strike till next month. We are not happy about it now. And my elder sister too is also schooling in this school. She's in her final year, and still the strike is ongoing. She's just at home learning handwork now that she's supposed to be in school, and they're supposed to be graduating this year.
This is Nasarawa State University, Kefi, where the school used to be a beehive of activities that students in the hostels, at the basketball court, anywhere you go, it's busy. But now, the school has remained a ghost of itself. And one would attribute this to an adage which says, what's sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander, and which the federal government will curtail the lasting solution to the strike. In Kefi, Kabiru Lawal, Trust TV News.
The Nigerian Export Promotion Council says it is committed to growing the country's non-oil exports to ensure that the nation's economy is not negatively affected by falling oil prices. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Council, Ezra Yakusak, disclosed this at a press briefing in Abuja as part of activities for the forthcoming National Conference on Non-Oil Exports, scheduled to hold on the 26th and 27th of April 2022. Chamunda Beng has more.
Nigeria has been known to rely heavily on crude oil for its exports. However, amidst dwindling returns from crude oil exports, which have been further destabilized by uncertainties facing global crude oil prices, the National Export Promotion Council, NEPC, says it has seen the need to emphasize revenue generation from non-oil exports.
And it is being put to bring up all stakeholders in the non-oil ecosystem to discuss and chart a way forward, provide a roadmap for non-oil export. It is expected that, by the way, the Vice President will be there, is the special guest of honor, and he will deliver the keynote address and also declare the conference open.
One of the challenges facing some of the country's products in the exporting sector has been that of rejection by foreign counterparts. Dr. Yakusak, who threw more light on this, assured of addressing the challenge through deliberate efforts.
Yeah, we've had our products being rejected, and the question we ask ourselves, why are they rejected? They are rejected because the mandatory or the voluntary certification that or mandatory certification that they are supposed to obtain, they don't have it. And some of them are like the HACCP, that's Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point. Some of them are fair trade, halal, kosher, and other certifications. Nigerians are coming up with different products you can never imagine. For example, you will never know that the bean cake called kuli kuli, I mean, it's an exportable product. But hey, we have Nigerians now that have package that kuli kuli, and it's so. I mean, if you see the packaging, because see, one thing with products is about packaging. The packaging is very, very key. You could have a fine product, and if the packaging is bad, the product may not likely sell. So with what we've seen, or what we're seeing from NEPC and the way Nigerians have initiated or changed their packaging mode, I'm sure the sky is the limit for our products.
The forthcoming event is to serve as a platform for stakeholders in the non-oil export sector to share ideas and find solutions to the emerging issues affecting the sector. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now a look at the foreign scene, where Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her 96th birthday at her Sandringham estate on Thursday, as gun salutes rang out across London and Windsor, and military bands played Happy Birthday. Britain's longest-serving monarch, who celebrates a historic Platinum Jubilee this year, is pictured with 2 white ponies in a photo released for the occasion. Government ministers joined members of the royal family in sending their best wishes to the Queen, who has stepped back from most public duties this year over concerns about her health. She travelled from Windsor Castle, west of London, to spend her birthday at her estate in Sandringham, Norfolk. Elizabeth became the Queen of Britain and more than a dozen other realms, including Canada, Australia and New Zealand, on the death of her father, King George VI, on February 6, 1952, while she was in Kenya on an international tour. And a quick look at sports, where Manchester United has appointed Ajax coach Erik ten Hag as their new manager. The Dutchman will take over from interim boss Ralf Rangnick at the end of the season on a 3-year deal with a year extension. Rangnick, who replaced sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in November, is set to move into a consultancy role. Ten Hag will become United's 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. United are 6th in the Premier League table with 5 games remaining this season, 3 points behind Tottenham, who occupy the 4th Champions League spot. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. Don't forget, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.